Bom, pra live de hoje, então, a gente vai só dar uma reagida à última live do Genshin. Me falaram que essa atualização, ela tá meio filler, mas falaram que tem coisas legais. Legenda em português, vou assistir no 1.25, pra ir um pouquinho mais rápido. Vou tentar não pausar muito, vou tentar comentar por cima mesmo, beleza? Só pra não perder tanto tempo assistindo ela. Show?
Okay, everyone. I assume that you know why we're here, right?
I've checked the perimeter. The coast is all clear.
All right, then it's time. Time to shop for the latest fashions at Chiyoria Boutique.
Ah, eu tô ansioso por
Don't you
essa.
think something sounds a little off about that line?
Essa.
Yeah, this is Chiyoria Boutique that we're talking about. I feel like we need something that sounds, I don't know, a little more extravagant, maybe?
We'll have to talk about it later. The lights have been turned on and the audience is already here. The program is starting.
Oh, hi. Welcome to the Genshin Impact version 4.3 special program. Yay! Hi! As you can see, our show is sponsored by Chiyoria Boutique, one of the leading fashion houses in Fontaine. But before we go any further, let's take a moment to watch the version 4.3 trailer.
Tá, o trailer eu quero ver normal.
Camera operator. That can be a pretty technical job. Are you really up to it?
Ah! Vai ser trailer
you put
focado
no
na
thought
nave.
into finding a good camera angle, and the characters weren't in the shots. Positions, everyone!
Nice to meet you. I am Navia, the President, Leader, Commander-in-Chief, Executive Director, and Boss of Spina di Rosula.
Yeah.
Hey there! Umbrella warfare, I guess! Fire!
Oh, o dela é canhão?
Warfare, I guess! Fire!
Pô, que maneiro! Deixa só um pouquinho que eu acho que tá meio alto.
All right, cameras will start rolling as soon as the set is ready.
Whoa, Marina's really kicking things into gear as the director.
Props and lighting set the scene. Actors can get their makeup done. Extras, go over your positions. Camera ready, get the clapperboard.
Yes, sir.
Actors to your position.
Oh, Javier!
Camera, action.
Enough, villain! Pay for the death of our mother!
Meu Deus, o pessoal de
You're just
Nazuma
as
vai estar em
naive as her.
Fontaine.
Did you really think 2 muskets would be enough to defeat me?
Your crimes are evident.
Você acha que pode me derrotar? Ela puxa um rifle.
Drop your weapons. Justice will prevail.
Calma, amor, você é só um ser humano.
Not bad.
Abaixa a
The
arma.
actors' emotions were all on point. Let's
Ele
keep
tá
that tight.
desarmado.
We'll move on to the next scene.
You mean
Did you really think you'd get away?
Chevras?
You can keep your Mora, and you can go to hell.
Excellent! That was beyond mesmerizing. Let's make a film.
Não basta eu e minha vir só em horário ruim, ainda tem que tomar um tiro ainda.
That'll make some serious waves in Fontaine. Not the kind of waves that drown people. I mean, the good kind of waves.
É isso. Caraca. Tá, vai ser provavelmente um evento onde elas vão participar de um filme, né? Provavelmente. Dá pra ver que é uma encenação, é um filme. E vai ter o pessoal de Nazuma também. Só essa moça aqui, que personagem nova? Parece uma NPC. O Javier é NPC. Mas ela não parece ser um NPC. A Yaka com uma pistola. A Yaka armada. Estudou esgrima a vida toda. No momento que ela descobriu a existência do 38 aqui, ó, já era. Não pega mais em espada, só em pistola agora.
special program, everyone. I'm Sarah Miller-Cruz, the voice of Lumine, and today I'm joined by...
Hey everybody, I'm Brenna Larson, the voice of Navia, president of the Spina di Rosula. And I'm Erica Lindbeck, the voice of Chevras.
Yay!
Ajeitar minha câmera
Oh my gosh, I'm
aqui.
so excited.
Vou
This
bugar
is the first
pouquinho.
time we've had you two on the special program.
So excited.
It's so great. Okay, so actually, we have a tradition on the program where we all get to sing everyone a little song.
Oh.
Huh?
Okay, nice try. I've seen the special programs before.
You don't want to sing a song? We sing a, like, a
I
little
love
song
singing,
about
listen.
Genshin. You know,
Okay.
Genshin Impact. No, okay.
Ooh.
Back to business, back to business. Okay, like we mentioned before, this program is sponsored by the Chioria Boutique. So while we're sharing content from version 4.3, I also wanted to get some inspiration for shooting commercials for the boutique.
We don't want to let our client down.
Yeah, and speaking of new content, we can't have a new
Vocês
version
têm?
without introducing some new characters.
Novos
As you already saw in the trailer,
personagens, pra
Navia and
variar,
Chevras
né?
will be our new playable characters.
Yay!
Então
I'm
isso
sure
foi
many of
uma
our viewers are
indireta
already
direta
familiar
que a
with
Will
Navia after
sempre
seeing her
mata o
throughout
banner da
Fontaine's
Yoimiya.
But who is
Exatamente.
Chevras? Indeed. Other Fontaine characters have already mentioned Chevras before in their voice lines, but Chevras will finally be making an official appearance in version 4.3.
I'm so excited!
So exciting.
Oh, by the way, what do you think of letting one of our characters from the new version take the lead role in our commercial?
Oh, well, I mean, if we're shooting a video for Chioria Boutique, then I think Navia would be an obvious choice. After all, Navia's clothing was designed by Chiori herself.
Wait, Erica, that was
Bonbons de
actually a really
Givenchy
natural
para
sounding product
Coco.
placement for Chioria Boutique. You're amazing at this.
Poupou.
I know it sounds like product placement, but Chiori really was the designer who created
Muita
Navia's
gente falou
outfit.
que ele é parecida com o Pompom,
Next,
né?
let's have a look at her
A
fashion
roupinha.
show.
A roupinha é
and by
parecida com o
fashion
Pompom.
show, we mean her character showcase.
I always say that blind optimism
Ok.
isn't the answer. If you want a bright future, you have to go out and seize it with your own two hands. This one's got your name
Ela
on it.
bate com... O guarda-chuva dela é uma arma. Ah, tá.
Spina with love.
Tá, eu não tinha percebido isso. O guarda-chuva dela tem um cano de arma.
I'm sorry, can we take a moment to appreciate how perfectly Chiori customized Navia's clothes and accessories to reflect her personality? She clearly pays a lot of
Meu
attention to the
Deus do
small
céu.
details.
Erica, I love how seriously you're taking the sponsorship. It's really great.
It's important.
While we're on this topic, though, Navia's parasol seems pretty interesting. On the outside, it looks like a delicate accessory used to block out the sun, but on the inside, there's actually a secret firearm that can be used to ward off enemies at a moment's notice.
Imagina,
It's
gente,
elegant
vocês estão
and
de
fierce all at
boas.
once. Just
Na
like
chuva,
Navia
uma pessoa
herself.
guarda-chuva do nada, ela vira pra frente,
Exactly.
bum!
Even when it comes to her enemies, Navia is not the type to eschew basic etiquette, so she prefers to maintain appropriate distance while in combat. While using her elemental skill, Navia opens her gunbrella and fires multiple Rosula shard shots that can pass through opponents, dealing geo damage upon a successful
Nossa
strike.
senhora.
For a period of time after using her elemental skill, Navia's normal, charged, and plunging attacks will deal increased damage
Fala do elemento gel, não falei
and
nada,
become
porteiro.
infused with the power
Obrigado pelos
of
dois.
Geo, which cannot be overridden.
Será que ela vai
When
salvar o
Navia's in
elemento
combat,
gel?
There are these little markings around her that
Que vocês
look like
acham?
bullets. I wonder if that's some sort of ammo for the gunbrella?
Oh yeah, yes, you guessed it. When a character in the party obtains an elemental shard created from the crystallized reaction, Navia will gain crystal shrapnel charges. Navia will consume these charges after unleashing her elemental skill. Her skill damage increases with the number of charges that she's accumulated.
Oh,
Gel
okay,
não tem
okay, okay.
salvação.
So you're saying that Navia's elemental skill becomes more powerful if she works together with other characters in the party to trigger the crystallized reaction.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, great.
Navia's elemental burst calls forth the Rosula Dorata Salute, which
Bonito.
unleashes a massive bombardment on opponents in front of her,
Pô, bem bonita essa
periodically
skill.
dealing geo elemental damage.
Eu
I should
gosto que em
also
Fontaine
mention
eles estão
that
explorando
Navia will
essas armas,
accumulate
tá
crystal
ligado?
shrapnel charges at certain intervals if she strikes enemies with the Rosula Dorata Salute.
Ooh, now that salute is spectacular. That's awesome.
I heard that the Spina di Rosula likes to perform firearm salutes before important negotiations.
Desculpa o
You know,
atraso.
as a way to celebrate future
Tranquilo,
success.
Tom, obrigado
And
pelos
don't
dois.
misunderstand, you guys. It's not an intimidation tactic at all.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess that's just the Spina's way of showing respect.
Resumindo,
in their
arma,
own way.
atira, pou,
Not intimidating
e
at
a
all.
ult é um canhão, pou também.
President of the Spina di Rosula, Navia is always trying to collect the latest intel by exploring all corners of Fontaine. When Navia is dispatched on a 20-hour expedition in Fontaine, rewards gained will be increased.
Okay, so we just mentioned that Navia is the president of the Spina di Rosula. So I think we should bring up Spina's contributions to averting Fontaine's prophesized crisis. I mean, it was all thanks to Navia's leadership.
Exactly. Some people even lost their lives during
Ah,
that
não fala
disaster.
isso não.
I'm certain
fale
that those
isso
events
não.
weighed heavily on Navia, but she remained tough and committed to leading the Spina.
Yeah.
Yeah, and while we're on the topic of Fontaine's crisis, though the prophesized dangers are over, the town is probably still busy rebuilding everything, right? I bet Navia's gonna be occupied with that for a long time.
Oh, definitely. That's something that travelers will be able to see for themselves. Navia's story quests, the Rosa Multiflora chapter, will become available
Mais uma
in version
história que eu não vou
4.3.
fazer.
Spina will be working diligently to rebuild Poisson.
Que
Though
sabandia, né?
repairing the houses will be straightforward, the emotional distress may be much more difficult to address. If you're curious about how Navia and her crew are going to proceed, then
Tô
be
com
sure to
7
check it
histórias
out.
de personagem
I'm
acumulada
so
pra fazer, eu acho.
Yeah, me
I'm
too.
looking forward to seeing what happens. Okay, so now that we've introduced Navia, it's time for Chevrolet to be in the spotlight. Okay, I know that since she's
É
a
o
newcomer,
pinguim do
you
Batman, é
probably
verdade.
can't wait to learn
Guarda-chuva
more
que
about
atira.
her. So let's get right into it.
Okay.
Ah, essa que eu tô curiosa pra saber.
How should I introduce her? First off, Chevrolet is the captain of the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol. It's a Fontainian organization that handles all sorts of difficult cases and dangerous criminals.
Ooh.
She doesn't like to
Não
appear
fiz nem
in
a
public
crise.
without good cause, so if you happen to run into her, it's likely that you're in some sort of trouble.
But as long as you're a law-abiding citizen, there's no need to worry. Chevrolet is actually really easy to get along with outside of work. Oh, Feastos are just the best snack. They're easy to carry with you and go with so many sauces.
Bonitinho, mano. Pô, adorei ela, adorei ela. Claro, assim, eu acho que o...
atraso, sempre iremos te apoiar em tudo, papai Dante.
Obrigado,
Chamamos.
Luiz, obrigado pelo encontro, seja bem-vindo. SBB, obrigado pelo encontro. Acho que não vou pegar a nave e vou focar na Raiden, tranquilo. Mano, cabelo roxo e uma arma na mão. Aham. Personagem boa. Não sei porquê, mas eu adoro quando em um mundo de fantasia, onde todo mundo usa magia e não sei o que, vem uma com uma arma. Acho isso muito bom.
What? That was so fire. And I'm not just talking about her skills.
Oh my gosh, look at
Oi,
her
Dante.
idol
É o
animation.
Dante.
I love that she loves snacks. That is so awesome.
She's a girl's girl, and she gets it.
Todo mundo ama
She
lanchar.
gets it. She really does. She's not
A
exactly
Docete
what you'd
se fosse
expect from the
inteligente,
captain of the Special
definitivamente.
Patrol, though, right?
I guess that's kind of true. I mean, Chevrolet's work as a captain can be really stressful. I mean, I can't blame the girl for indulging every once in a while to relieve some stress. She even adjusts her training regimen to make up for her snacking habits. In fact,
valeu,
she
valeu.
trains more than any other member of the Special Patrol. Her platoon really admires her for that.
Wow. Okay, she's got
Bonitinho.
some willpower. That is awesome. She's really admirable.
The Special
Adorei
Patrol
ela.
prioritizes
Potencial para ser uma das minhas
combat ability
personagens
above all else.
favoritas.
So the organization often attracts some eccentric personalities.
Yeah.
The Special Patrol used to have problems with insubordination.
Games, obrigado pelos 4. Talvez quando lançar, daqui a 2 anos, vamos ver.
But ever since Chevrolet took control, everyone has fallen into line, which does not surprise me at all. She commands respect among her peers, and she's a formidable fighter, and she leads by example. Though she demands excellence from her platoon, she holds herself to even higher standards. She always tries to be an example for others to follow, whether it's investigating cases or in marksmanship practice.
And it looks like a lot of her skills involve using a musket. She must be a pretty good shot.
For sure. Chevrolet and her musket are basically partners in crime. They're inseparable.
Ela
She
lança.
definitely knows her way around a firearm. Chevrolet uses her musket to fire at opponents
Ah,
during her
mano,
elemental
porque,
skill.
assim,
For a period of time after unleashing
podia ser ataque básico, né, a arma.
her
Caraca.
elemental skill. Chevrolet will continuously restore HP to the active
Podia
character on
ser.
the field. During her elemental burst, Chevreuse fires an explosive
Mas
grenade
o
with her
ataque básico
musket,
seria mais
which will
legal
split
do que
into
só
secondary
habilidade.
explosive shells upon impact. Haha, impact.
Whoa. Wait, I noticed that Chevreuse has bullet-like markings around her during combat. Can she shoot
E o
a
Dante
special
não tá
type of
falando
ammo?
nada.
That's
Ixi,
right.
alguém tá
Chevreuse
precisando ir
obtains
no
an
otorrino, hein?
overcharged ball when a nearby party member triggers the overloaded reaction.
Ou trocar o
Holding
fone
Chevreuse's
na
elemental
hora de comprar
skill will
novo
consume
fone.
this special ammo to unleash an even more powerful pyro attack that covers a larger AoE. This attack will also grant an attack buff to all pyro and electro characters in the party.
Okay, so that's where the
Tá.
name Overcharged Ball comes
Então ela vai ser personagem, pelo que eu entendi, ela vai ser personagem de usar em time de Pyro e Electro, né?
Electro characters
Vai
in the
ser
party.
personagem
Okay,
de...
so that's
Esqueci
where
o
the
nome da
name
reação.
Overcharged Ball comes from.
Chevreuse actually came up with the name
Da reação
herself.
Pyro com
She was
Electro.
reading a novel where the protagonist believed that names held a lot of power. If you give something a cool-sounding name, then you've given yourself an advantage over your
Overload.
enemies. That kind of logic
Sobrecarga,
resonated
isso.
with her, I
Ela vai
guess.
ser personagem focada em sobrecarga.
Well, I guess she has a point.
Oh, I should also mention what happens if Chevreuse is paired with all Pyro and Electro characters. If your party contains at least one character of either type, then triggering the overloaded reaction will cause an opponent's Pyro and Electro resistances to
Aw.
decrease.
Okay,
Tá, mas
so
ela
it seems
DPS
like
ou
Chevreuse could
suporte?
really shine in an Overload team comp. But I also
Suporte,
did
né?
notice that Chevreuse isn't solely limited to a musket. She also uses a
Aparentemente.
polearm in combat. Okay, honestly, if I
Suportezinho,
were a
né?
criminal, I feel like I'd be pretty nervous if she came after me.
Oh, for sure. Most people who have something to hide avoid her like their lives depend on it. And maybe it does. In all seriousness, though, that's why Chevreuse trains so hard. She has to be able to catch a wide variety of cunning criminals who try to evade her at all costs. So when Chevreuse is in your party, stamina consumption from sprinting is decreased.
Ok.
Oh, I love that.
These
parece
two new characters
suportezinho.
are great.
Juntar com uma
Both
Raiden e
of
uma
them would be
Fischl.
great leads in our commercial. I don't know, it's so hard to choose.
I know. And I will make this even harder for you.
Oh no.
We're about to take a look at what event wishes that travelers can look forward to in version 4.
Ó, Raiden, Fischl, ela e Bennett. Uhum.
3. The candidate pool for the lead role of our commercial is about to get even bigger.
Oh
my
no. In the first half of version 4.3, travelers can look forward to event wishes for not.
Bora usar no abismo?
Bem...
Esse time parece ter
Obrigado,
uma boa
Zuzag, pelo
sinergia.
5.
Incrivelmente.
Nice demais, nice demais.
Navia and Ayaka. A new 5-star claymore.
Banners, tá, os banners. Ayaka e Navia. Vou fazer live pegando ela, tá? Definitivamente. Vou fazer uma live pegando ela quando lançar. É semana que vem, né? Semana que vem que
Travelers
sai.
can look forward to event wishes for Navia and Ayaka. A new 5-star claymore, Verdict, will also be
Oh,
featured
que arma
in the weapon
bonita,
event
mano.
wish.
In the second half of version 4.3, we'll have returning
não.
event.
Ah, não. Se bem que poderia ser uma hora de eu tentar, de eu arriscar pegar ela e talvez pegar a C2 da Raiden. Talvez, vou pensar no caso.
Wishes from the Raiden Shogun and Yoimiya. During this time, Chevreuse will also receive a huge drop rate boost.
Yay.
Be sure to check them
Eu
out if you're
tenho a Raiden
interested.
C1.
That's awesome. Travelers
Poderia
can
pegar
also
mais uma
look
cópia
forward
pra
to
ter
2 new
C2.
artifact sets in version 4.3. Songs of Days Past and Nighttime Whispers
Artefato
in the
novo.
Echoing Woods. Be sure to
Ah.
keep an eye on future announcements to learn more about them.
This seems
vai
like
ter
the perfect
artefato novo,
time
mas não
for
vou
our
falar
first
nada
break.
sobre,
We've shared
tá?
a ton of
Se
information
virem.
so far, and I bet
Olha no
travelers
Twitter
could
depois.
use some time to digest it all.
You're right, for sure.
Definitely.
Let's take a break while we take a look at the second group of redemption codes.
Não quero
The
pausas.
version 4.3 special program is brought to you by Chiyoria Boutique.
Sai. Assim como a arma. Não, mas a arma já tô acostumado, mas o artefato geralmente mostra. Ou tô louco?
Welcome back, everyone. So, we've thoroughly discussed our casting options for the Chiyoria Boutique commercial. But the content of the commercial is also important, right?
Depois me manda no Discord, então.
If we're making a commercial for
Tá.
Chiyoria Boutique, then how about we
Evento
include some
evento
footage of
de
Chiori?
cinema que vai dar arma pra Navia,
Chiori
provavelmente.
is actually going to appear in the event for version 4.3.
Por que a espada a espada do evento se melhora ela com uma fita adesiva?
What? While the travelers have been able to see her store in the court of Fontaine, they'll finally get to meet her in person.
Yes, I know. Travelers can also look forward to meeting Ayaka
Já tem arma
and
da
Hayato
Raiden?
in
Não.
Fontaine.
Mas não vou arriscar arma, não.
Suggested that they should
Não
stop
tô,
by,
não tô
so
podendo
here we
tanto em gema.
Hey, this is actually the perfect time for a word from our sponsor. An Inazuma-born fashion icon, Chiori! Chiori Boutique is your one-stop shop for the latest and most influential fashion in
Ela tá
Fontaine.
fazendo uma propaganda de um negócio do jogo.
Right. Chiori is acquainted with the Kamisato
Tá bom.
siblings because she's also from Inazuma.
Gambiarra a gente
She
aceita?
actually introduced
Pode
Ayaka
crer,
and
pode
Ayato
crer.
to Xavier and recommended that they make the trip to Fontaine for the Fontinalia
Oi,
Film
Dante.
Festival.
Você fez a quest da Furina em off. Se não pretende fazer em live.
Não fiz em off, não pretendo fazer em live, Samuca. Pretendo fazer em off quando me der uma vontade ali e um tempo livre. No momento eu tô focando em outros jogos fora de live.
Will you
Tô
tell
jogando
us more
Persona
about the
5 e
Fontinalia
Stardew
Film
Valley fora de
Festival?
live.
Oh, the Fontinalia Festival was
Só volto no
established
Genshin pra
to
fazer
commemorate the
eventos. Eu
legendary
fiz o
Rock
evento.
Knights.
Eu fiz o evento do Freminet, tá? Eu chorei, tá? Muito. Tô triste até agora.
According to the myths, they went on a quest to search for the Oceanids and eventually welcomed the Hydro Archon Egeria to Fontaine.
It's one of the most
Espírito
important
brasileiro
festivals
quando
in
quebra a
Fontaine.
fita com
Like
certo.
what the Windbloom Festival is to Mondstadt and Lantern Rite is to Liyue.
Ah, so exciting!
Tá. Então, esse evento, pelo que eu entendi, esse festival vai ser o evento mais importante de Fontaine?
It's one of the most important festivals in Fontaine. Like what the Windbloom Festival is
É o
to
que eles vão
Mondstadt
repetir
and
todo
Lantern
ano?
Rite is to Liyue.
Ah, so exciting!
The Fontaine Film Association proposed the Fontinalia Film Festival earlier this year. And during this time, the public may submit
Então,
films
todo
for
ano vai ter
evaluation.
um evento em
The entry
Fontaine
with the
focado em
highest
filme.
score will
Tenho
be
isso na
given the
cabeça.
Farina Award by the association.
Well, we can see Farina working with Ayaka and the others here. So wait, does this mean that there's a chance that Farina might win the Farina Award? Okay, now I'm intrigued.
Well, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to leave you in suspense. If travelers
Cadê o
are
Indie Bloom
curious
em
about what
Fontaine?
Ayaka and the others are
Mondstadt,
doing in
nunca mais vi,
Fontaine,
é
or
verdade.
how Farina fared, you'll just have to play the event when the new version
É
becomes
que
available.
assim,
So,
no final do
we know
dia eles
that
acham que eles
several
só se
fans from
importam com o
Inazuma
evento
will
de
be in
Liyue,
Fontaine
né?
for the Fontinalia Film Festival.
Que representa o Ano Novo
But travelers have
Chinês,
so
o
much
jogo é
more to be excited
chinês.
about.
Então acho que no
Travelers will
final
also
só o
have
de
the
Liyue que é
opportunity to
importante pra
participate in a
eles.
variety of activity booths during the festival. Each one will have a different theme.
Ooh.
Ah, so cool. The first activity booth is the 1,000 Pace Interdiction Arc Minute Sharpshooting Zone. In this activity, travelers will use the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol simulation device to practice targeting and shooting opponents.
O quê? É um evento de Sniper Elite? Que isso?
The Special Patrol wanted the public to experience how fun target practice can be.
And the second activity booth is called Trick Shots, Tricky Lights.
What?
In this activity, travelers will use the studio's special lighting effects to film a fight scene.
Ah,
Take
lutinha
advantage of the
mais
buffs brought about by
preto
the
e branco.
special lighting effects to defeat an endless stream of
É
opponents
isso.
and obtain a higher
Oh,
score.
gostei do
So cool.
do tiro ali,
The special
mano.
lighting effects are really good.
Jogando Hitman.
Movie vibes. Navia's movements are also super smooth. It's all so atmospheric.
Oh,
Incrível.
for sure. But not everyone is enjoying the fun and games. Travelers will meet a contract employee at the third activity booth. She needs some help with her demanding client. During the activity Extreme Drive, travelers will help her test out stabilization mecha balls.
Look at how the traveler chases after those stabilization mecha balls. Okay, I bet that contract employee can relate since she's being
Entendi isso
chased
aí.
down by that client.
Totally.
É competição pra ver quem captura mais bichinho?
But they're actually very agile. They'll automatically avoid all testers by moving in the opposite direction of your movement. You can find jump boosters around the testing
Ah,
grounds.
entendi. É
Travelers can use them to
versus
jump higher and
você tem que
further,
ficar
which is
empurrando
perfect
eles
for
pra
quickly traversing to the
pra
other
teu
side of a
negócio.
stabilization mecha ball.
Entendi,
Travelers in
entendi.
co-op
Maneiro.
matches will have to find a way to herd as many stabilization mecha balls into their target area as possible within the time limit. The more mecha balls that end up in your area, the more points you'll earn.
The fourth activity booth is called Into the Frame. In this activity, travelers will get to shoot their own scenes by experimenting with different camera positions and narration techniques.
Cool, we get to make a movie. That's awesome.
Plants vs
Travelers
Zombies
might
depois do
remember
React,
helping
meu
out
querido.
Xavier with some filmmaking back in Inazuma, but this seems more professional. Wait, Maybe this can be the inspiration for our commercial.
Oh.
Now that I think about it, a Fontanian man went to Inazuma to shoot a film. I guess international travel can be a source of artistic inspiration. That must have also been true in Chiori's case, since she opened Chioria's boutique in Fontaine.
Ooh, that could be a strong theme for our commercial. Actually, Ayaka and Ayato aren't the only Inazumans traveling abroad in version 4.3. Kuki...
Não entendi esse evento aqui. Parece que eles estão atuando, mas tipo, como é que faz? Tem que tirar foto no momento certo? Tem que organizar cenas?
just arrived in Liyue for her class reunion.
Yeah, and Ito decided to tag along as the boss of the Arataki gang.
Ah, boa! Volta do evento do Onikabuto!
He plans to train his beetles for battle.
Wow.
Yeah.
The Arataki Blazing Armor Beetle
Melhor
Battle
evento de Inazuma.
Bootcamp. That name is definitely very Ito.
Right, for sure. And there was also a beetle battle event in version 3.4, right? Ito battles against a super powerful beetle battler. I believe his name was Grandmaster Hanakado?
Yep. Grandmaster Hanakado made an impressive showing during the last
Esse é o
beetle
melhor
battle.
evento de Inazuma pra mim.
This time, he's made the trip to Liyue with Ito.
É
It seems
divertido.
like the two of them have met a mysterious new beetle battle master.
What? Who is it? Tell us.
Tell us.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't give that away. Travelers will have to discover their identity during the event. Aside from meeting this mysterious new beetle battle master, travelers can also look forward to new ways to battle. While the movement and charge mechanics remain unchanged from the original event, travelers can now also instruct Onikabuto to use guard to defend against electro bullet and jet stream attacks. Make use of the movement, charge, and guard strategies to topple your opponents no matter what they throw at you. Master them,
Não mudou muito, né?
and you'll be ready to tackle the ultimate trial of the strong.
Provavelmente vai ter algumas coisinhas extras, mas
Oi,
vai ser basicamente igual ao outro.
seus vídeos. Sou nova por aqui. Você
Obrigado,
é incrível.
Cheizinha. Valeu, valeu. Seja bem-vinda. Valeu, valeu.
Countering an old friend in the Fontanian countryside.
Agora tem escudo,
That's
tem
right,
um parryzinho
Ullman
ali.
came to Fontaine and he brought his treasure map and treasure-seeking
Mano, eles só lançam evento de Silly quando tem uma região nova pra adicionar uma cor nova. Desse jeito eu nunca vou ter todas as cores.
Sealy along with him.
Yay!
Silly afundado.
Our mini Sealy friend is back!
So cute. Travelers can help restore
Não
the
é
Sealy's
igual
vitality
não, ele
by
tá embaixo
absorbing energy from the
d'água.
locations that are marked on Ullman's treasure map.
Ele é
In
um
return,
pouquinho
the
mais
Sealy will
claro
guide
e
us
tem
to the
água.
locations of
Logo é
buried treasure.
diferente.
After collecting ancient iron coins during this event, you can exchange them for various rewards, including a mini Sealy in your
Ali,
preferred
ó.
color.
Tá vendo a aguinha ali, ó?
Ooh. Okay, so in
Isso
the
é muito
event
parecido.
preview, it looked like some of the treasure is located underwater, but when I first arrived in Fontaine, I discovered that Sealy couldn't follow me underwater. Is this treasure-seeking Sealy different?
Ah,
that
é
is
Sealy
very
que pode ir pra
observant
debaixo
of you.
d'água.
Thank you.
In this iteration of the Lost Riches event, a new mini Sealy named Brilliance will be available. This new mini Sealy can travel underwater.
Amazing!
Yeah!
Treasure isn't
diferença
the
aí, ó.
only thing that you'll discover in Fontaine's countryside. You might also come across a mysterious
sabia que os outros
domain
não podem, eu
guarded by a
também.
unique swordmaster who searches for the meaning of battle.
Com tanto pet, tem alguém que ainda usa Silly hoje em dia como pet?
During the Dance of Resolute Will, travelers will get the chance to participate in combat challenges. Each challenge stage will contain 2 rounds.
Mais lutinha.
Travelers must select their party compositions before
Depois
the challenge
eu
starts.
vejo, Ana.
One of your chosen characters must be used in both rounds, but no other character can be repeated.
Oh, okay.
After you complete a blade dance objective during a challenge,
Só
you will obtain a
lutinha.
heightened verve buff. Defeating opponents while heightened verve is active will grant you more points.
And another old friend is returning in version 4.3. That's right, it's Lieben!
E temos o Lieben de novo.
Yay! And if Lieben is around,
Será que o
then
Lieben
that
vai
must
falar
mean we'll have a chance to
sobre-
trade a
sobre
bunch
a nova
of items
região?
for primo gems again.
Ooh, exciting! Okay, so it looks like Lieben isn't the only old friend we'll be reunited
Geralmente
with
ele tem
in
uma
version
fala sobre a
4.3.
próxima região.
Several familiar faces will be joining the Genius Invocation TCG.
Olha, chat! Vocês não queriam La Signora jogável? Era isso que os manos os fãs da La Signora queriam. Signora jogável, aqui, ó.
After this update, travelers
No
will have the
joguinho de
opportunity to
carta,
challenge
não era
characters
isso?
around Fontaine.
Ooh.
A new Fontaine-themed table customization will also be available.
Ah, I'm so excited to see players challenge some melodies.
Ouvi dizer que quando você perde a partida, essa carta
Travelers
esfarela
can
na
look
tua
forward to
mão,
the
mano.
addition
Ela vira
of several
cinzas na
new
sua
cards,
mão.
including 6 new character cards, plus 5 new monster cards, such as Dvalin, Signora, and Ajdaha, will be obtainable from the corresponding tavern challenges. But that's not all. The Forge Realms Temper event will also be making a reappearance, and there will be an update to the heated
Só o
battle
pó.
mode. Be on the lookout for future announcements.
There's TCG content to look forward to outside the game as well. The Genius Invocation TCG Asia Invitational will officially begin in January 2024.
Torneio de TCG.
Travelers can look forward
Será
to
que eu
some
vou ser
friendly
convidado
competition
a-
between 16 of the top TCG
acompanhar
players
esse
all
também?
across Asia. I heard there's
Acho
some
que
of
não,
the
esse é
best in the
asiático, né?
region. So cool. Be
Uma
sure
vez
to
que eu fui
follow the
convidado pela
Astro
Royal
Carnival
Versa,
X
cobri um
or
desses
Twitter
eventos, é
account
porque
to
era
stay up to date
da
on the latest news
da
about
América
this
Latina.
epic showdown.
Oh my gosh, this is all so exciting!
Well,
Lembra?
hang
Foi eu e
on
a
to
Elis
that
que cobriu o
feeling,
evento.
because we're taking a short break to look at the next group of redemption codes. We'll be back to sharing more exciting information about version 4.3 in just a moment.
Já acabou? Já tá acabando já.
Welcome back, travelers! We've
Nossa, como tem 10
introduced
minutos
a lot
ainda.
of content, and we've gotten a ton of inspiration for our commercial. Honestly, our promotion is definitely shaping up.
Totally.
But before we reveal our new idea, let's
quero
dive
ver.
into the system optimizations that the project team has prepared for
Otimização
version
de interface
4.3.
de artefatos.
First, we have some artifact-related optimizations to introduce. With an ever-increasing amount of artifact sets to choose from, many travelers may have been hoping for a better and quicker way to filter and locate desired artifacts. After the version 4.3 update, travelers can check out artifact set recommendations for a given character to see what artifact sets active players have been
Pera aí, isso aqui é equipe rápido de artefato, é
Using for that
isso? Como é que
character
funciona?
That's cool.
In addition, an automatic locking function has been added. Now, when filtering artifacts in your inventory, you can lock the artifacts that fit your filter specifications in batches. With the automatic locking function, newly acquired artifacts that fit your locking criteria will automatically be locked when added to your inventory.
Oh, that's awesome.
Travelers can have up to 2 preset auto-lock plans for each artifact set. Travelers can choose their own or follow the recommended settings summarized for active player data. Since it may take some time to collect the necessary statistics, new artifact sets will not feature recommended locking settings immediately.
Okay.
Yes. Of course, if you can lock artifacts in batches, you can unlock them in batches as well. Travelers can look forward to both of those
É
features
só pra
in the new
pesquisar os
update.
sets que são
That's not all,
melhores.
though.
Tá, mas e pra
Travelers will be able
equipar?
to sort artifacts
Nada?
by 3 different attributes. Plus, the artifact enhancement screen will allow travelers to add a greater amount of enhancement materials at once. An enhancement limit feature will also be available.
Isso, por exemplo, isso é
Hopefully, these
útil.
optimizations will not only make artifacts easier to find, but also quicker to level. Be on the lookout for future announcements to learn more.
The project team
Equipa
is
sozinho
always
na mão.
working hard to address your survey feedback.
Pô, eu achei que você ia clicar ali, eu quero a melhor build. Eu achei que ia ser tipo o botão do Star Rail, tá ligado? Você clica ali e ele ia equipar os melhores pra ti. Pô, me iludi.
So,
Mas tudo bem.
travelers should look forward
Melhorou.
to further artifact-related optimizations in future version updates. Improvements to equipping artifacts and other artifact-related optimizations are all in the works.
Ooh.
In addition, the project team has made adjustments to provide smoother ascension and enhancement experiences for travelers. When you level up a character, enhance an artifact, or enhance a weapon, you no longer have to click so many pop-up windows.
Oh, that's awesome. As a new player using a few 1- and 2-star materials to level artifacts, the whole process might
Não tinha auto-adicionar pra
feel a
XP,
bit
né?
slow,
Ou
especially
tinha?
with pop-up windows appearing.
Totally. This new optimization significantly reduces the amount of pop-up windows that we have to click through. So travelers can look forward to a much smoother enhancement and
Ai,
leveling
que
process.
legal.
The next optimization has made it easier to repeat domain
Antes tarde
challenges.
do que nunca, eu
Previously,
acho.
travelers who tried to continue domain challenges would be sent to the entrance of the domain. This meant they would have to run all the way to the center to start the challenge.
Só precisou
But
tá na
after this
metade
update,
do jogo,
travelers who
assim,
choose
né?
to continue
Lançar
in a
4
domain
das 7
challenge will go
regiões.
right next to the area where you actually start
Não,
fighting,
5
which
das
is
7
amazing.
regiões.
So happy farming, everyone!
Ok.
This should make it way easier for players to farm artifacts for Navia.
Oh, yeah,
True, true.
definitely. In addition, version 4.3 has made it easier to clear your quest backlog. Archon Quest Chapter 2
Tá, peraí, eu me perdi. Dá pra você...
center
dá
to
pra
start the
você...
challenge. But after this update, travelers who choose to continue in a domain challenge will load right next to the area where you
Obrigado,
actually...
senhor. Eu não tinha prestado atenção. Pra repetir o domínio, você já aparece na frente do início. Eu não tem que correr até lá.
start fighting, which is amazing.
Obrigado.
So happy farming, everyone.
Ooh. This should make it way easier for players to farm artifacts for Navia.
Oh, yeah,
True, true.
definitely. In addition, version 4.3 has made it easier to clear your quest backlog. Archon Quest Chapter 2 Act 4, In the Depths, An Unexpected Reunion, takes place in the underground mines of the chasm. In the past, travelers had to complete the world quests, Chasm Spelunkers, and
isso
the
aí não é
Heavenly Stones
importante.
debris before being able to proceed to the Archon Quest. In this update, travelers no longer need to complete those 2 world quests.
Só pra jogador
Instead,
novo, no caso, né?
Travelers can speak directly to the miner who issued the commission to unlock a teleport waypoint.
Oh.
It will take them to the corresponding
pra quem tá
area
começando a
and
jogar agora é
automatically
interessante.
trigger the next steps of the Archon quest.
Mas,
That's
né?
amazing.
Yeah. This will hopefully make it easier for travelers to quickly progress through Archon quests.
So cool. So that'll make it significantly easier for new or lapsed players to access the Archon quest and claim those sweet, sweet intertwined fates as fast as possible.
Inativos é bom, né? Faz o quê?
Yes,
2 anos já?
For sure.
Also, one-click expeditions will be available starting in version 4.3. This will allow travelers to claim expedition
muito
rewards
útil.
and
Nossa,
repeat expeditions with a single
obrigado.
click. Travelers will also be able to claim processed
Nossa,
ingredients
isso é
and
muito bom.
forged items with a single click.
Também é
Oh,
muito
sweet.
bom.
That's gonna make it easier to collect rewards from Catherine.
Definitely. There's also a ton of other quality of life improvements in
Dá
this
pra botar
update.
de novo? Não dá.
For example,
Mas tudo bem.
Optimizations have been made to enemy tracking with the Adventure
Tá.
Handbook, and character selection logic
Vai
during
agilizar
crafting
muita
and forging.
coisa.
In addition, when performing mystic offerings, travelers will now be able to add artifacts in batches. There's a lot to look forward to, so be sure to
tá.
check future announcements for more information. Okay, moving on
Bastante
from
otimização.
optimizations, a new Fontaine-style realm layout will be added to the Serenity Pot. Simply purchase the corresponding items from Tubby to unlock it.
Ah, it looks like an aquarium.
I know, right? Travelers can use ocean currents to travel between the islands in this
Que
lake.
bonitinho!
Some islands even have ponds that travelers can use to keep fish.
It looks like a
Oh.
cool underwater kingdom. It's just so
É
pretty.
isso.
Yeah.
Meu
And they'll
bully
be
vai
even
ser embaixo
prettier
d'água
once
agora. Até deu
travelers have
vontade
the
de
chance to make
coisar
them
o
their
bully de
own.
novo.
I'm so excited to see what everyone's gonna come up with. Especially my friend's teapot.
Mas e remover o limite dos
You just
aumentar o
wanna
limite
copy
do que
their
pode ser colocado
designs,
no
don't
bully?
you?
Quando?
I don't know.
Vamos esperar quantos anos pra lançar, pra melhorar isso?
I knew it.
I have another piece of super exciting news to share with everyone. Okay, I know, right? The annual Genshin Impact online concert, Melodies of an Endless Journey, is coming soon! Yay! I
Talassofobia
heard
vem
this year's concert
forte.
is going to celebrate
Obrigado, Pera,
Genshin's
pelos
classic
dois, valeu,
melodies
valeu.
in an entirely new way. Let's take a sneak peek
Bom.
at some of the amazing moments that this concert has in store.
Vai ter concerto. Tranquilo. As músicas de Fontaine, provavelmente. Já vi aqui que vai ter o disquinho. Mas acho que é isso, né? É, eles mandam muito bem música, né? Eu acho que é isso. Do update. Porque a do início do jogo... Eles fazem concertos de vários packs de músicas, né? Eles geralmente o que eles fazem? Eles fazem um concerto das músicas e eles lançam um CD, digamos assim.
Será
um
que
volume,
vamos
né?
poder fazer chá no bully agora?
Talvez, Ametista, pegar a aguinha do lado ali, né? Acho que da atualização, no geral, é isso, então. Acho que acabou as novidades. Hoje eu tô assistindo um pouquinho mais rápido porque eu quero pra gameplay. Mas eu acho que é isso, porque agora eles só vão falar
The
do...
2023 Genshin concert held in
momentos
Shanghai
aqui.
last September.
OST album, Stellar Moments Volume.
Poder assistir música no YouTube. Deixa eu ver aqui.
We've been getting a ton of love.
É. Acho que é isso da versão. E aqui elas vão dar os agradecimentos finais e encerrar.
Okay, well, that's all the new information we have to share about the update.
Assistir música é bom.
That means it's time for the version 4.3 special program to come to a close.
É isso.
But we haven't even come up with a plan for our Chiyoria boutique
Eu não quero mais
commercial.
ouvir sobre a boutique Chiyoria já. Foi bom. Bom, pra resumir a atualização, vai ser aquelas atualização filler. Não vai ter nada de muito importante. Vai ter o lançamento das duas personagens, vai ter artefato novo, vai ter as coisinhas de sempre. Vai ter o evento Marco de Fontaine, que provavelmente vai ser o evento que vai ser repetido todo ano, se eles não esquecerem. E vai ter a volta do Nikabuto. Atualização filler. Pra resumir a atualização filler. Vou jogar? Vou. Em live? Provavelmente não. Provavelmente eu devo jogar fora de live. A única coisa que eu devo fazer em live é pegar a Navia. Não tem nada. Acho que em live agora eu só vou pegar boneco, jogar a história principal e história dos irmãos, né? A história do Dan Sleeve.